You've probably heard the advice before: work hard, stay focused, and success will follow. But if you've ever felt like no matter how much effort you're putting in, you're still spinning your wheels, you're not alone. I've been there too. I was doing all of the right things and following all of the conventional advice that I'd been given for how to have a successful life, but I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. That's when I realized success isn't about working harder, it's about adopting the right habits. Today, I'm going to share the habits of incredibly successful people, habits that go beyond the typical advice that you have probably heard 100 times. These habits aren't just about grinding, they're about working smarter and creating a life that supports your success. I will also share how some of these habits changed my life and helped me break through my plateau. Welcome back if you have watched me here on YouTube before, and if you are new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Dr. Kim Foster and I'm an MD turned coach and wellness expert. Quick update before we get started. My husband and I have just launched our new vlog channel where we're sharing a glimpse into our everyday lives as we manage work and family and travel while building a location-independent life between Canada and the UK. So if you're interested in seeing how we apply the wellness routines and the habits that I talk about here in real life, along with a bit of inspiration, I hope we would love for you to join us over there. Now let's dive in. So let's talk about the problem. We have all been there, working hard, but feeling like no matter how much we hustle, we're not really moving forward. It can be exhausting and demotivating. And the truth is, the issue usually isn't how much effort we're putting in. It's about how we're structuring our days and our decisions and even our thinking. I was in that exact place a few years ago, pushing myself to work harder and trying to balance multiple responsibilities. I thought if I just worked a little more, I would get to that next level. But all I was doing was burning out. It wasn't until I started looking into the habits of successful people that I realized there was a better way. And what surprised me the most were some of the unconventional habits that they were using to reach their goals. So let me share with you 5 of those habits today. The first habit is to streamline something called micro decisions. It's about reducing the number of small, everyday decisions that you have to make so that you can save your mental energy for bigger, more important tasks. So here's a personal example. I used to spend a lot of time every morning figuring out what to wear and what to do first and what to eat and how to organize my day. And while that might seem like no big deal, over time, these small decisions were just draining my focus. So I simplified. Now I have a bit of a uniform that I use for my work days that I set out the night before. And I create a to-do list and a schedule for the day the night before so that I don't have to think about it in the morning. Even my meals are planned ahead of time. Again, I follow a bit of a formula for myself for my meals during the day, and I plan out all our family dinners on Sundays for the week ahead so that each day I can focus more on my work and less on the tiny everyday choices. Steve Jobs was famous for this. He wore the same outfit every day to eliminate decision fatigue. It sounds small, but it's a habit that frees up your brain power for the stuff that really matters. Now, this next habit might surprise you. It's what I call scheduled daydreaming. Highly successful people know the power of giving their brains time to rest and wander. It turns out creativity and problem solving often happen when we step away from the grind. I remember a time when I was working on a major project and feeling completely stuck. I had been sitting at my desk for hours, pushing myself to come up with some new ideas, but nothing was coming. Then I decided to take a break. I went for a walk, no agenda, just letting my mind wander. And guess what? That's when the breakthrough happened. By giving my brain space to breathe, I was able to see the solution clearly. This idea of daydreaming isn't laziness, it's actually how some of the world's most brilliant minds, like Albert Einstein, came up with their best ideas. So make space for it. Go for a walk, meditate, or just sit with a cup of tea and let your thoughts flow. You might be surprised by what comes up. Next up is consistent learning, but with a twist. Successful people don't just learn more about what they're already good at, they seek knowledge outside their main area of expertise. This broadens their thinking and opens up new opportunities. For me, this was a game changer. I had been so focused on deepening my skills in a specific area, but when I started exploring topics outside of my field, like psychology and marketing, I started to see connections that I hadn't noticed before. These new perspectives made me more resourceful and innovative in my work. It was like I'd unlocked a new level of problem solving. Leaders like Elon Musk do this constantly. Musk has famously studied fields outside of his core industries, and it's helped him to see problems in unique ways. So don't limit yourself to just what you know. Explore new topics and watch how it influences everything you do. All right, now here is a habit that's hard for a lot of people: outsourcing your energy-draining tasks. Successful people understand that they can't do everything, and they don't try to. They focus on their strengths and then delegate tasks that don't serve their highest potential. I remember when I finally decided to hire a virtual assistant to help with some administrative work. At first, it felt really strange handing tasks over to somebody else that I'd always done myself, but the difference that it made was incredible. Suddenly, I had much more time and mental energy to focus on the parts of my business that I loved and that truly moved the needle. If you can outsource or delegate tasks that drain you, whether it is hiring someone or even using some automation tools, you're going to see how much more energy you have to focus on what really matters. And in the end, that's what makes the biggest difference. Finally, number 5, let's talk about prioritizing rest and recovery. We live in a culture that glorifies hustle, but the most successful people know that rest is just as important, if not more so, than working hard. There was a time when I believed that pushing through fatigue was the only way to get ahead. But after burning out more times than I would like to admit, I realized that it just wasn't sustainable. Now I make sure to prioritize rest, whether it's getting a full night's sleep or taking regular breaks throughout the day, or even just scheduling downtime for myself. Leaders like Arianna Huffington have spoken a lot about how important sleep is to their success. It's not about working more hours, it's about working better during the hours that you're awake. And that only happens when you give yourself time to rest and recharge. So there you have it, some of the habits that incredibly successful people swear by, and ones that I have personally seen make a huge difference in my own life. And these habits aren't just about success, of course. They're about creating a life that supports your growth and your creativity and your well-being. If you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, I encourage you to start with just one of these habits. See how it shifts things for you. And once you get the hang of it, then keep building from there. Trust me, small changes leads to big results. I would love to hear from you. Do you have a success habit that you swear by? Drop a comment below and let us know what it is. And don't forget to go and check out my new vlog channel so that you can see the various ways that my husband and I put all of this stuff into practice and how we structure our own days in real time. The link to our new channel is in the description below, and I will see you there. For me, this was a game changer. I had been so focused on leaders like Arianna Huffington have there's only one Arianna Huffington, not Arianna Huffingtons. And don't forget to go out and check out our new vlog channel so you can see, why am I stumbling over that? Okay, good.